Breaking news. Nigerians react with mixed emotions over former President Muhammadu Buhari's death. Nigeria has been thrown into a storm of emotions following the confirmed death of former President Muhammadu Buhari. He passed away on Sunday, July 13, 2025, at approximately 4:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, in a private clinic in London, where he had been receiving treatment for a prolonged, undisclosed illness. Buhari, aged 82 at the time of his death, had ruled Nigeria twice. First as a military head of state between 1983 and 1985, and later as a democratically elected president from 2015 to 2023. His long political career made him one of the most prominent figures in Nigeria's post-independence era, but his legacy remains one of the most divisive in the country's history. On Wednesday, July 16, 2025, Buhari was buried in his hometown of Dora, Katsina State, following Islamic rites. The state burial was attended by high-profile politicians, military officials, foreign dignitaries, and close family members. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu declared a 3-day national mourning period, though many Nigerians declined to participate, citing anger and unresolved grievances from Buhari's years in power. Public reactions. We cannot pretend. Across Nigeria, the reaction was not one of national mourning, but rather a striking wave of indifference and, in some corners, outright celebration. Markets buzzed with open conversations about his failures. Social media exploded with videos, memes, and commentary under hashtags such as hashtag good riddance, hashtag no tears for Buhari, and hashtag never again. We lost years under him, said Adedeo, a university graduate in Ibadan. No jobs, no security, no food. The rich got richer. The poor died. His death doesn't bring sorrow. It only reminds us of the pain. In Benue, an elderly woman who lost her son during the farmer-herder conflict broke down in anger during a radio interview. My boy died because Buhari looked the other way. They say he's dead. My son died years ago. No, I will not cry. While some citizens and Islamic leaders have called for prayers and respect for the dead, others insist that genuine national mourning cannot exist where wounds have never healed. A legacy of pain and polarization. Though initially welcomed into office in 2015 with hope and trust, Buhari's two-term presidency is remembered by many Nigerians as a period marked by rising insecurity, mass poverty, and policy failures. His administration saw the country dip into multiple recessions, with inflation reaching record highs. The naira lost significant value, food prices skyrocketed, and basic infrastructure crumbled in many regions. Despite promises to end terrorism and corruption, the Boko Haram insurgency persisted, banditry expanded across the northwest, and kidnappings became rampant. The administration's response was often described as passive, aloof, or completely absent. The man failed, said political commentator Ifeoma Okonkwo. He was elected to rescue Nigeria, and instead watched it fall further apart. The military-style discipline many expected from Buhari turned into what critics described as indifference. Institutions weakened, youths fled the country in droves, and multiple government officials were accused of massive corruption, with little or no accountability. Advice to Tinubu: don't die like this. As Buhari was being laid to rest, public attention shifted sharply to his successor, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Across Nigeria, the message was loud and clear. Tinubu must not repeat Buhari's mistakes. Tinubu should take a hard look at Buhari's death, said Kelechi, a political science student in Enugu. A leader should be mourned, not mocked. If Tinubu continues on the same path, nepotism, arrogance, incompetence, he too will face this kind of farewell. Another resident in Kano, simply named Binta, said, the people should not rejoice when a leader dies. But when the leader causes pain, what do you expect? Tinubu has a choice now: change, listen to the people, or be remembered like Buhari. A social media post that went viral read, Buhari ruled and died. Nigeria lived and suffered. Tinubu, choose your legacy. State reaction and international condolences. Despite widespread public discontent, the government moved swiftly to organize a state burial. The presidency released a formal statement honoring Buhari as a patriot and soldier who served Nigeria with dignity and strength, a tone many viewed as out of touch with how millions actually experienced his rule. International leaders offered more neutral condolences. Ghana, South Africa, and the African Union sent in brief messages recognizing Buhari's role in regional stability, but avoided commenting on his domestic record. In Nigeria, the funeral aired on national television, but large segments of the population either tuned out or expressed cynicism. In many places, life went on unbothered. No flags at half-mast, no public tears, no sense of national pause. Final thought. What kind of death awaits a leader? Muhammadu Buhari's death has left Nigeria with a lasting question. How should a nation remember a leader who broke its spirit? For many, the answer is already clear. Leadership is not about how long one lives, but how deeply one touches lives. Buhari may have died with a state ceremony, but in the minds of many citizens, his administration died long ago, when people lost faith, lost loved ones, and lost hope. For President Tinubu, the warning is now carved into history. Lead well or be buried in silence. If you found this report eye-opening and want more bold, uncensored takes on Nigeria's real stories, subscribe to this channel now. Stay informed, stay engaged, and don't let history repeat itself.